Welcome to online study, standard 8th, subject English. Poem number 1, The Ant and the Cricket. This poem is taken from one famous writer or poet, Aesop's, and which is one kind of fables. Fables, it means it's a one kind of imaginary story related to folklore, which is created with the help of the illustrators, animals, birds. Look at the beautiful image related to the poem, The Ant and the Cricket. Now, let's get the basic information about Aesop, who is a one famous poet. Aesop's fables or the Aesopica. It's a one kind of collection of fables, who is known as a slave and storyteller who believed to have lived in ancient Greece in between 620 and 560 BC. Actually, there is a one kind of belief related to Aesop was a one slave who lived in the 6th century BC in ancient time of Greece. Generally known as he was very smart, resourceful Greece person, and also known as inventive man who took plot or themes or basic idea related to the poem from the folklore. Folklore it means which is a one kind of belief notion told by people, and it's from mouth to mouth passing general talking. Aesop's fables were not written in his lifetime but passed on from mouth to mouth. And finally, collection of 352 that kind of interesting folklore and original works was published during Aesop's lifetime. Fable is a one kind of literary genre. Literary genre, it means students very well that if any kind of story, there is a particular type like a novel, short story, drama, play, poem, so ballad, sonnet, elegy, like that only this poem is a one kind of fable. Fable it means one kind of imaginary story in prose form or sometimes in verse form, that is created with the help of the animals or mythical creatures. It means which is not exist in reality but it's in one kind of imaginary world. It's also related with the plants or sometimes in inanimate object or forces of nature also, and that is illustrates or lead to an interpretation of moral lesson. Actually, this kind of story generated with the help of animals, plants, birds or sometime other object also, but which is gave at last some kind of particular message to the people. Now, there are two characters given in this poem. One is cricket. It's one kind of insect, but it's give one beautiful message to the people of the society, which is represents those kind of people who don't think about their future. It means they are not worried about their future. They are living in only on their present. If you don't save your future, you are destined to suffer. It means if you don't worried about your future, you don't take care of your future, obviously you must have to suffer sometimes in some kind of particular circumstances. They love to merrymaking. It means they are always live in particular kind of enjoyment and always look for their personal life or luxurious life. And second character is ant. Obviously, you know very well about the ant. It's also one kind of insect which is represents those kind of people who are wise and bold, who can face all types of situations. It means ant is such kind of character which suggested to those kind of people in society they are strong and mentally powerful. It means they are never anxious or worried as they have planned for their future. It means they aren't living their present only, but they are also worried about their future and always taken their all actions which is affected on their future. They live very happily and comfortably. Now, go through the poem, students. First of all, we are getting the basic idea of this poem, the ant and the cricket. Both one in this poem very beautifully represent over here, but ant is such kind of insect who is always worried about their future, and cricket is always waste their time in singing a song, and later on he realized about his concern and how he went towards the ant for help. So look at the first stanza of this poem, student. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. It means in first stanza, Aesop's fable represent the explanation of the first stanza is like this. The silly young cricket was very fun-loving. He loved always merrymaking. It means fun making. His nature is like a entertainment always. He used to sing all through the pleasant sunny months of summer and spring. It means he always singing through the pleasant sunny months or summer and spring. He was short-sighted. It means he never thought about his future plan. He didn't bother or worried to store food for their rainy season and cold winter. Now look at the second stanza of this poem. Not a crumb to be found on the snow-covered ground, not a flower could he see, not a leaf on a tree. It means when the earth was covered with ice and snow, he found that he had nothing to eat. There were no flowers and no leaves on the trees. Who is thought about all these things? Cricket. When all earth was covered with ice and snow, what the cricket thought? He found that he had nothing to eat. So at that time he became very nervous. He grew nervous. Starvation could he seen over his face. So he didn't found any kind of solution for his problem. Now look at the third stanza of this poem. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? At last by starvation and famine made bold, all dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, away he set off to a misery ant to see if to keep him alive he would grant. What happened? Wet with the rain and shivering with cold, the hungry cricket now in poor situation. So he went to the ant. The cricket went to an ant to get shelter and food because he spent his whole day during summer and during spring in singing only. He made it clear that he would return the borrowed grain the next day. The miserly ant said humbly that he was the servant and friend of the cricket. But as a matter of principle, the rules of ant's life, the ant neither borrow nor lend. He asked to the cricket why he never bothered to store something for the rainy day. Now look at the fourth number stanza of this poem. Him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain he wished only to borrow. He had repaid tomorrow. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. Now look at the beautiful image of the ant and the cricket, students. Here how the cricket came toward the ant for granting the food, for demanding the food, because of he died due to the starvation. So he want to fulfill his starvation with the help of the ant. So, what the sense of the last stanza of this poem? The cricket admitted that he had been careless and foolish. What the ant said to the cricket? And cricket also admitted that he had been careless and very foolish. He enjoyed the beauty of summer and sang merrily. At last, cricket realized that he had conducted very big mistake in his life. So the ant then told him bluntly to go and dance all winter. He turned the poor cricket out. So, students, this is the very beautiful message towards the society, towards the people. We always have to be worried about our future and always get the decision in present also related to future, and we always thought about our future. We don't have to waste our time in enjoy the merriments or luxurious life. Thank you.